excellent list, folks. Let's see if the thinking map will help us to improve our critical thinking around these documents. Page 5. Step 1. All right, I'm going to go through these very quickly so you'll have a chance to apply them and use them. The first step in the thinking map is the conclusion. What are the main recommendations or conclusions? Doesn't that seem kind of strange that we would start there? But who said begin with the end in mind? Stephen Covey. Begin with the end in mind. And the reason he said that is because when you know where you're headed, when you know what you're trying to accomplish, you begin to see patterns. You begin to see whether or not you're progressing. That's the same way in our documents. It's interesting, if you know what somebody is trying to achieve, the reasoning is clearer. It begins to jump off the page. Now, sometimes it's not obvious what the conclusion is. Some people don't write as well as you do. Let's face it, you're an excellent writer. Some people don't write that well, and you're looking at it going, I have no idea what the conclusion is, and I can't see their reasoning. I mean, that does happen. So there are several things that you could do. On page 5, look at clue number 1. Ask what the issue is. If you are familiar with the issue around this particular document, then it will help you to find the conclusion. Now, where could you find the issue? Maybe in the title, maybe the opening paragraph. And if the first two don't reveal that, then you may need to skim several paragraphs or pages. But here's what's interesting, all right? When you look at this, Roe versus Wade, that doesn't tell you anything. You know there's a dispute, Roe versus Wade, but it's one of the most controversial issues ever in our country. And so that's an issue, but it didn't tell you that. So you may have to go beyond the title, maybe the opening paragraph. That doesn't do it for you. You could look at indicator words. Consequently, proves that, suggests that, it follows that. I'm going to give you 90 seconds. I know that's not a lot of time, but I've already noticed. Toddy, wouldn't you say this is an overachieving group? Yeah. They can do it in 90 seconds. Oh, yeah, especially this cerebral group back here. So anyway, but I want you to take 90 seconds, work together as a team, brainstorm as many indicator words that a conclusion is about to follow. Go. All right, thank you for working on that. I decided to give you 3 minutes because there's one table, and I won't say who it is, that needed a little bit more time. All right, so I'm kidding. All right, let's take a look. I'm going to bounce from table to table and write in some other indicator words. What's one from this table?
Let's go with the money word.
Yeah, wherefore.
Wherefore. All right. When was the last time you saw wherefore? But you're absolutely right. Oh, it's in legal documents all the time. All right. Instead of therefore, it's wherefore. Interesting. All right, very good. How about over here?
In summary.
In summary. Yes, indeed. Now, it's funny because sometimes they don't put the conclusion in the summary, but typically it is there, and that's a good word. What else? How about this table over here?
As previously stated.
As previously stated. So if they've given the conclusion earlier, they may state it again. Now, it's interesting. Some phrases and words are indicators of reasons or conclusions, and that one could go either way. But anyway, that's interesting. Very good. What else? Oh, right over here.
How about in conclusion?
In conclusion. I don't know about you, but I had English teachers in high school and college that said, do not put in conclusion at the end of the paper. Well, we're in the real world now. All right? And in business documents, I see this all the time. In conclusion. And it's a great thing. That's how I write, and that doesn't mean that's right, but it helps people find the conclusion. Why not? We're not worried about it being exactly up to some academic standards. It's up to business standards. We've got to get the job done. And let's make it easier for folks. Very good. We're going to do one more round, see what else we come up with.
At the end of the day.
At the end of the day. All right. How about over here?
The result being.
The result being. All right. Yes.
Furthermore.
Furthermore. Now, furthermore, it's interesting, this table back here. Okay, so, no, you're absolutely, no, that's good. Furthermore can absolutely be a conclusion word. It's also used for reasons. Yeah. You know, so in other words, you'll state a reason, then you'll say furthermore. So these are fine. Look for these words, but be prepared for the fact that they could go either way. All right, how about over here?
How about hence or thus?
Hence or thus. All right. So if you're in Britain, no. But, no, actually, I better check in with the legal experts over here. Do you use hence and thus?
I've seen hence and
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. They're great words. And I don't see them as much anymore, but you could run into them. Excellent list, folks. I don't want to cut anybody off. Does anybody else have a word you've just, Mona?
Well, actually, it's a phrase. It's our NPR phrase.
Yes.
Thus, all things being considered.
That's right. Thus, all things being considered. All right. Yes.
We need to redeem ourselves.
Okay.
Okay.
Therefore, the classic. And you know, that's really one of the best words. Why? Because people universally accept that as the conclusion word. Here's why. When you see therefore, see what it's therefore. I don't know if you've ever heard that before, but that's, yeah, okay.